From our free daily newsletter, the latest from podnews.net with Magellan AI. A week after YouTube altered the consumption numbers you need before you start making money, YouTube's visible definition of a play or view is also to change. From August the 24th,
a view will now be counted the moment a video begins to play from the very first frame.
That's a big change. Creators will still have access to engaged views, though, which YouTube publicly says is how many times viewers stayed to watch past the first frame and initial seconds. That's the previous definition of a play or view, believed by many to be at least 30 seconds, though YouTube doesn't publicly say. But if that's true, the engaged view roughly aligns to the Amper Chord's definition of a play. So, what is a podcast play now? Well, we've written up a full article with our own stats to explain and compare the different platforms. Most, but not all, give a roughly consistent number. So what will the effect of YouTube's new view metric be? The public numbers will be significantly bigger, we'd guess, but also significantly less meaningful, since a play for 1 second will still count. However, the more comparable engaged views metric will, as far as we can see, become entirely private to the creator. It won't be seen on public pages, and it won't be available through the YouTube Public Data API. It remains accessible in YouTube Studio and through the Analytics and Reporting APIs for creators, but third-party rankers or data companies will no longer have access unless they're specifically given that. Elsewhere, after we published a video of a podcast ad that was unskippable in Spotify yesterday, Spotify contacted us to say,
Spotify does not make podcast ads unskippable. A bug caused the 15-second skip to not be visible in the example, and it was fixed. The 15-second skip works for both free and premium users. Skip Ahead is a separate feature we are testing with a subset of premium subscribers. I'm an AI voice from Wondercraft.
After a successful first year, the Podcast Study 2026 this year will focus on discovery, loyalty and monetization, it's been announced. The first outing of the data will be at the Sounds Profitable Business Summit in New York City. Covatic, a company that helps audience targeting, has launched Smart Campaigns, a live campaign optimization tool for publishers. The tool has delivered conversion rate uplifts of up to 60%. And They Pay for Water is a new book from Dan Murphy, one of the founding executives of XM Radio, now part of SiriusXM. It's the story of raising the money, building the satellites, designing the radios, and convincing a country that had never paid for radio to start paying $10 a month for it. In People News, Cheryl Brumley has started as head of podcasts at Bloomberg. Based in London, she joined from the Financial Times and The Economist. And in podcast news, launched from AudioChuck this week, is The Truth About Natalie, a new investigative series looking at a 2020 disappearance and death and unveiling new evidence. Beyond the narrative, the project serves as a compelling case study on how modern audio journalism drives tangible, real-world institutional impact. A new fragrance podcast launched this week from EOS Products, who make the #1 body mist in America. R29 Nosedive expands the conversation beyond notes and bottles by exploring the stories, personas and history behind the scents we enjoy wearing. And 108.9 The Hawk with Jason Gore and Jeff Garlock is back for a new season as Valverde's second favourite classic rock station is on the hunt for a replacement for Happy Birthday. The show features classic rock radio, long-form improvisation, fake commercials and an ever-growing fictional universe. And this podcast is sponsored by Magellan AI. With Magellan AI, Rhapsody Voices sold 80% plus of its ad inventory on 2 shows in back-to-back quarters. See how they did it? You'll find a link in our show notes today, and that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe for free, we're at podnews.net.